This video is brought to you by Instant Gaming. Plain and simple, you're looking for PC games, you're looking for Xbox, you're looking for PlayStation. You come here, find what you're looking for, find it at a cheaper than retail price, purchase it, get your game key, redeem it on Steam, and you're ready to play. They've got a vast catalog of all the hottest titles, even discounts on some that haven't even been released yet. Instant Gaming, your game, your price, your instant. Just do it. Also, they partnered with me to host a giveaway where you can win the opportunity to pick out a game of your choosing. Make sure to check out that link and my affiliate link in the description below. Now back to the video.
What's going on, folks? I hope you're having a wonderful night or day. Today I'm going to be talking about Tarisland. It's an MMORPG that's been out for a couple of months now. I think it was released like around June, but they just had a Season 1 release, and I've been playing it for the past day, and it's actually been a very interesting experience. Now, it's more like a simplistic version of World of Warcraft, but the way that it separates itself from other MMORPGs is I think that it was designed specifically, at least now it feels like it's got this design with casuals in mind. What I mean by that is, like, of course we know that MMORPGs in the modern age, a lot of them have grown to cater to casuals. They've developed solo play, more content for solo players that have families and whatnot, like myself now too, families and jobs, stuff of that nature. But this game will literally limit your progression on a day and week basis to make sure that you are not progressing too fast, not falling too far behind. Also, it's incredibly easy to progress. They actually started us out at level 40 when we first, or 41, sorry, when we first joined the season this morning. So you don't have to level from 0, and you just go from 41 to 50, and then you just do the content, which is mostly going to consist of doing dungeon. Oh, sorry, I was distracted. Oh crap! Hold on. I messed up a little bit there. But the dungeons and the raids is going to be the main content that you'll be working with when we get to max level. And right now, everybody's just mainly worried about leveling up their characters and doing the daily achievements, reputation grind, that kind of thing. But we're on challenge mode, aren't we? Damn! Give me a second. Don't you die on me. Oh, shit! She might have been standing in something, I don't know. I still feel bad about it, though. I'm still relatively new to this character, by the way, so fair warning there. I'll go find my baby dragon. I got you, Bubba. Should have brought it. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. No! Hold on. Should I? No! Oh my god, come on, bro. Well, that's dead. That's dead. God damn it. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this game, we started us out at level 41, and the progression's actually very quick. So level 43 is the maximum that we could get to today because the main story quest is the main way that we level up. And right now, after we get to a certain main quest, we have to wait like 24 hours to get to the next stage. Gotta be quicker with that, but has to do mechanic. I'm not sure what mechanic he has to do.
I thought I missed something. Ooh, I love that Catch the Gremlin event. I wish I could queue up for that right now. It's actually very fun. And I'm dead. I'm dead. I don't know what just happened there, but something just completely wrecked me.
But so this game is free to play as far as the monetization system goes, and I have taken a look at people's thoughts about the monetization system because I'm not too familiar with it. As I understand it, I believe you can spend real money to get currency in the game one way or another. And normally when that's the case, it's not looked too favorably on by the communities. But I think these days that, and I'm not trying to make a justification for it, but these days it is very common for that to be the case, like World of Warcraft, WoW tokens, and everything like that. So far, it seems like it hasn't had as big of an impact, and maybe that's because of the new way that they're doing this seasons. But right now, like you can't really buy useful gear. Like everybody's like progressing the same exact way, and it doesn't seem like spending money at the moment is going to be extremely useful. That could also change because the crafting is also locked by or time gated at the moment. So right now you can't get past and you also have an energy system, kind of like Arcage. So right now you don't actually have the ability to max out your craft and whatnot. Oh yeah, I can skip that. Skip that. I'm ready. Rotational field, dodge. Dang. This man, okay, yeah, he definitely is just like ignoring mechanics, I see. I'm not sure why. He's literally just standing in there. I don't know. He might be having a bad day. I don't want to judge. But I think we got it. After this, I'll try to show you guys a little bit of the cash shop and show you a little bit of how the monetization system works. Now, there are some impressive outfits in there, too, that I've noticed. Like, I was actually quite impressed with some of the buyable ones alongside some of the ones that you can unlock through achievements. And of course, it's also mounts and stuff like that too. The problem though, and you're going to notice this as okay, we're done. I've already done the dungeon multiple times today, and then I'm already at the lockout, so I don't get a reward.
So the problem with the monetization system, at least from the cosmetic standpoint, is going to be when you go into the gacha system. Now, this is something that it's talked about a lot in the community, but just to kind of show you it from my perspective, this is what I found out so far. So, or actually, I forgot, you can just yeah, I can go through here. So this is this month's gacha reward that you can get, like the gacha outfits basically. And as I understand it, you need to spend currency to, what is it, pray, like do this. I think it's this. Glad I actually had one so that I could showcase that. So then I unlocked some bait for fishing. It's not super useful, but what happens here is that you keep on praying, and then if you get duplicates of items, because you can kind of go to the prize pool and see what you can unlock here. And so people have said that if you want to get a guaranteed chance at getting the cosmetic sets, and these seem to reset every 27 days from what I can see. I really wish that I had a chance to look at the ones in the previous seasons. Although I don't think I would have been spending this amount of money anyway. But for what I've heard, to get a guaranteed chance at getting these gacha sets, you have to spend over $1,000. And of course, that can be easily seen as problematic. Luckily, the costumes aren't time gated. Like they sometimes, you know, some games, rarely it happens, luckily. Some games will do like the 30-day, 90-day costume system, which really sucks. And then on top of that, it's not that, it's permanent. But on top of that, they also don't give you any stats. So it's not exactly like a pay-to-win situation where you can get some overpowered gear by buying through this gacha system. But cosmetics and having that price, you know, like be that high is kind of nuts. But yeah, that's how the cosmetic system works as far as the gacha system goes. I haven't fully looked through all the tabs yet, but it also seems like there are other sets that you can buy. Like this, for example, seems like it can be bought on its own for $44.99, no less, though. Still quite a high price. And then you can purchase Cash Shop currency to buy these ones. These are much cheaper. I think these would probably be around, like, what price? Let's see. And this is also where, like, you can also buy the crystals with gold, which can be earned in game, but then also you can top up the real money. So those ones would probably be around like $24.99 actually for these outfits, around there. So that's still quite a bit. That one. Is that right? Let me see. Yeah, about just underneath that, which is still quite a bit for a cosmetic outfit, especially one that doesn't look that great like these do. This one maybe, but this one I don't think would be worth like 20 bucks. Now there's also other ways to get cosmetic outfits. First of all, there is a battle pass. That is a thing too. And if I can actually reach it, let me see if I can find which menu it's in. Sorry, just a quick sidetrack. This event was going on. This they got this carnival thing going on at the moment where you play with the group of you. It's kind of like if you've ever played Terra. There's a battleground called Kum Asylum. It's very similar in a sense, where it kind of reminds me of it. It's not very similar, but essentially it's like a team versus team thing, and you have to go around the map trying to find the hidden gremlins. The people that are on the gremlin side, they can transform into random objects. I bet there's somebody up here. And they can try to hide from you. They can even go invisible. You can use a sort of a tracker to try to locate them as well. Gotta be somebody up here. This would be an amazing location. The thing is, I don't think I'd be able to catch them if they're like circling around this thing. I don't see them. We've only caught 2 gremlins. They must be really, really hidden. Like they gotta have some good spots. Maybe if I turn this corner real quick, I might be able to find one. Down here, maybe? Oh my god. It's over, bro. No! Ah! Really good hiding spots. The hiders won. Yep. 8 hiders. Oh, that's my guildie! That's funny. I want to play that again because we can still get the reward for this week for a certain more amount of times. But yeah, so that's an event that's going on right now. This is a carnival event that's going on. You can do a bunch of mini games in here. It's really cool. I like it. And then of course you can redeem the tokens that you get for cosmetics and stuff like that. But I couldn't. I was still looking for the battle pass to kind of show it off. I couldn't really find the menu for it. 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, there's a free battle pass, and then there's a paid battle pass on top of all the cosmetic stuff. I also found out, and yeah, you gotta pay $21.99 to unlock all of the first tier of this to get high enough to get the cosmetic set here, which does look pretty good. I actually really want to get this, but I can't fully fault the game for, you know, having a multitude of ways like that to make money. When it's free to play, they got to make what they can make to keep the game alive. And it is actually supposed to be releasing on Steam. It ended up getting delayed by a couple of days though. We're not sure exactly when it will be on Steam, but when it does, hopefully we'll be able to just simply link our accounts to it. Back over there. Oh, it looks like it's closed. Okay, no problem. So let's talk about the combat a little bit, and I want to go back to the area we were in. So one thing I will say about the game before we continue, as well as the visuals, have been very impressive. I can say that graphically, it's got some really good looking areas, especially over here. I love the look of this tree. I think it looks amazing. And as for the combat system, first of all, the music was decent, but I noticed when I did my live stream earlier, after it was done, I actually got hit with the copyright claim, not the major one, not the strike, just a minor one from Tencent's music group. So I think they might have some problems with their in-game music or something. I don't know, but anyway, I decided to turn the music off and just keep that off for now. But as for the combat, it's very simplistic. First of all, you can switch between DPS spec and healing spec at any time. There are a multitude of classes. I probably should have mentioned that as well. So for classes, you got the warrior, you've got the barbarian fighter, you've got the mage, paladin, priest, shadow swordsman, ranger, phantom necro, and bard. Now, as you'll notice, there are a couple of classes still, well, majority of them, that are actually gender locked. The only ones that are not gender locked at the moment are mage, which this was added, paladin, not gender locked, and it looks to be just those two for the moment. So that's something that I know people normally have a sore spot for as well. Unfortunately, from what I understand, due to resources, like a lack of resources and whatnot during the development, they couldn't make sure that all the classes had all the genders unlocked or something of that nature. But yeah, for right now, you kind of have to play with what the game gives you. Now, each class does have access to 2 different specializations. So for the warrior, they can be tanks or damage dealers. Barbarian fighters, same thing, tank and damage dealer. 2 damage specs for the mage, as I understand it. 2 for the paladin, tank and damage for the paladin, and so on and so forth. So for me, I do play as a bard healer for my main, but I do have a necro phantom that I like to try out and see how the healing works. And then I also have the priest that I've been playing a little bit more than the phantom necro, because everything's capped at 43 for the first day, and you can pretty much finish where the main story caps at in about an hour or 2. So it's pretty easy to get all your characters to the same spot. It seems like in this season they made it easier, from what I'm understanding, to level up and to get all your alts in the same place. So if you are someone that likes doing alts, you probably have a lot of fun with this one. One thing to mention though, and this was something I was seeing that people didn't like about the game before the season came out, not all of the cosmetics are shareable between your characters. So this was actually just recently introduced. Some of the cosmetics, if they have a sharing icon, can actually be shared between your characters, but not all of them can. And the ones that are from before this season began, I'm not sure, but I think majority of those may not be shareable between characters at the moment either. Now for the combat system, like I mentioned before, it's actually quite simplistic. So on your bar, you can see that you only have like 7 buttons on the bottom half, and then when you switch specs, which you can do that at any time, you can switch between, for me, I can switch between healing or damage dealing anywhere in the world as long as I'm not in combat. And then the combat system is pretty easy to get the hang of. For Bard, it's more of a combo system. From what I've tested so far, I guess I can't fight that one. From what I've tested so far, the classes that I've been fighting as, at least for the Priest and the Bard, it seems like a similar combo system, or you just kind of figure out your rotation, and then you stick to that rotation, and you'll normally be just fine with just about anything. Now, where it gets a little bit more in-depth is the talent system. Now, there is a way to just go with the recommended talent builds, and I've actually not really taken a look at the DPS Bard tree as much as the healing tree. But if you want to, you can just stick with what the game recommends for you, or you can actually go through this in theory craft and try to mix and match and try stuff out for yourself. There's also core passives on the right side here. From what I understand and what I've been told, this will progress on its own as your gear progresses, so that's something you don't really have to worry about at the moment. There's also seasonal talents, so this is like, as you might have noticed, the talent tree goes from the early levels, level 8 to 40, and then your seasonal talents is where it goes from 41 up to around 50. And then you also have ultimate talents, which are mostly like you know, like silence breakers and teleportation, stuff like that. They're kind of like summoner skills from League of Legends. And yeah, this system all on its own is kind of intricate. I think I'd probably want to save this for another video. However, one thing that I will say here is they actually recently added a auto battler system, so that like you have macros that you can make use of to like automatically fight. Keep in mind this is a phone game too, so you can play this on your phone, whether it's iOS or Android, and you can have the game play for you in a sense now. So that's something to also keep in mind. I know that's something that does rub people the wrong way sometimes. Personally, I've never really been a big fan of auto pathing, which this game does have. But me personally, I'm actually starting to appreciate more of these casual features as I now have a family, and you know, with working full-time, there's not really a whole lot of time to worry about running everywhere, grinding, you know, as much as I possibly can. I think this is the kind of MMORPG that was built for someone like me, and I think if that's the kind of experience you're looking for, then this might actually be right up your alley. I've actually started to gravitate a bit more towards like the MMO lights. Like I'm looking forward to Fellowship, for example, which basically focuses mainly on the dungeon and raid aspects of MMORPGs. This seems like it does a similar thing to that as well, but you seem to get more of that MMORPG experience on top of that. There's also battlegrounds and arenas, and I was playing a bit of battlegrounds earlier, and it was really fun actually. The arenas haven't been introduced yet for this season. It looks like it's still upcoming, but that's something that I know a lot of people are waiting on still. There's also a lot of competitiveness when it comes to like the battlegrounds, the arenas, the raids too. There's a leaderboard system. There's also cosmetics and titles that you can unlock specifically by doing these raids and getting on these leaderboards, and also like doing the PvP battlegrounds and arenas and stuff, like titles too. Like I saw somebody earlier that had, I think it was like a gladiator title, and it was sitting above his name, and it looked really, really cool. Like you'll get some stuff that'll really make you stand out. But as far as like the story goes, it's, you know, it felt pretty generic. I was trying to pay attention to it, but there wasn't anything, at least not yet. I'm still early on, of course. We're only level 43 out of 50. But so far there wasn't really anything that kind of pulled me in. The cinematics, though, I will say, were really well done. This is a global game, and this season actually did release in China before coming to the NA servers and all the other servers, and I didn't run into any like translation issues except for one skill on the healing spec, and I think a couple other people ran into this on certain specs for their classes as well. On the frozen skill, which that's another thing that's like all in its own about the talent system. I wouldn't want to go into that right now because of how intricate it is, but that one was actually showing in Chinese. I had to use Google Translate on my phone to figure out what was going on there. But as I said, for like the crafting system and the progression itself, it's all gated behind like waiting days between, you know, like you use energy, and then once you run out of energy, you got to wait till the next day to do your daily achievements or daily quests to get more energy, that kind of thing. So they kind of limit what you could do on a day-to-day basis. You'll probably have, for like if you're just playing on one character, you probably have everything done within a couple of hours, and then you have the rest of the day to do what you want. So if you're the kind of player that feels like you don't really have a lot of time when it comes to MMORPGs these days, I think this could actually be a really good play for you, especially if you're willing to look past the cash shop stuff. And it's also pretty easy to like find people to play with. There's a matchmaking system, there's guild systems, and you can like auto join guilds as well. There's a whole really cool guild chat system for the game as well. And overall, there's been quite a few things that I think the game does well. I really do like the dungeon design. I'm very curious to see what the raids are going to be like, because I've heard they can get very difficult in the challenge difficulty. And both the dungeons and the raids seem to be where this game really shines, so I'm looking forward to experiencing that more. But I recommend above all that you give it a shot for yourself. It is free after all, so you don't really have anything to lose if you remain free to play. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch you next time.